6, 2024 Board of Works and Safety to order. Are there any adjustments to the agenda other than item 8, kind of change in the title from a road cut of 96th Street and Allisonville Road to just Allisonville Road? Are there any other adjustments to the agenda, Lindsay?
No, that's the only adjustment.
Okay. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Got a motion by Jason, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jeff, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on, we have a request to approve EMS equipment maintenance contracts. Mr. Harding.
Morning. Joe Hardy, Division Chief EMS. So, in front of you, I have 2 maintenance contracts for 3 different things in our world. It's a continuation of service contracts that we've done with these items for the last few years. 3 years for 13 cardiac monitors, and that provides maintenance twice a year and all the parts and batteries. That's actually the big sticking point. As well as our ambulance stretchers and power loads, they're in there as well. Back in lifesavers for our guys for sure. Most of these items are not at end of life, but they're getting really close. We've kind of floated it and just gone with repairs over the years. But we're reaching the point, actually, especially with batteries, that costs are creeping up really fast. So service contracts have become, in my opinion, the way to go to prevent us from having a massive outflow of money to keep these things repaired and in service.
So this is basically like a lease arrangement? then?
No, just service contract.
Just an annual service contract, they guarantee whatever is wrong with it,
Yep.
they're gonna fix it?
Correct.
Gotcha. But we still own, it's not
Yeah,
like
we still
we're-
own all the equipment.
It's not like we're going to a lease model where we're
No.
basically, okay,
No.
got it. And then are we replacing the cots and the cardiac when we get new ambulances in?
So cardiac monitors, no. Cots and power loads, yes.
Okay,
We add one with each truck that we purchase. But that doesn't come with the purchase of the truck. It hasn't in the past, so
okay,
at some point, I may want to consider putting those in the bond for the vehicle, if that's
Gotcha.
what we do.
all right, any other questions for?
So what do you
Chief Harding?
expect the life of these after? that
So
we're
that's
currently
actually a
having?
good question. Cardiac monitors, like I said, are approaching end of life. In fact, I've got 4 that I had to do an individual service contract last year that are at end of life. They won't service them any longer after that contract's expired, so I'm gonna have to replace those with used ones, if you would, updated ones. I'm looking at about 3 years to replace eventually 17 of them. So that'll be a pretty heavy lift here in a few years, but this will get us to that point until I can get them closer to end of life.
How much is the average cardiac unit?
So cardiac monitors are roughly, as they're purchased right now, 45,000. The ones that we buy are probably going to go up to closer to 55, 60. Those models are being phased out for a new model. So it's going to be a pretty heavy lift here in about
Yeah.
3 years.
Great, something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's part of the reimbursable though, if we have someone on a run, right? Those
Yep,
do,
yep.
I mean,
Part of the
there's like
overall
some
billing.
minimal cost recovery.
It's
Yeah.
minimal,
I
sure.
mean,
Right.
yeah.
The new ones actually come with a credit card swiper. Before you get defibrillated, it's,
Yeah.
His
yeah.
car
Just
just
your finger
declined.
print.
You get the new model or the old model?
right, exactly. All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Got a motion by Jeff, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, request to sign annual agreement for wireless Verizon service. Tracy.
Tracy Gaynor, IT Director for the city. For you, this is just an annual, really it's a paperwork procedure that Verizon does. AT&T doesn't do this. It is not a purchase order, it is not an obligation, but it is just, it's a way that they sort of inventory and protect customers. And they sort of say, based on your organization, we're authorizing up to 650 lines, and that includes, mobile devices in public safety vehicles, MiFi hotspots, as well as cellular phones. So this is just authorizing us basically to maintain the current devices and to.
Have they changed rates at all?
The GSA rate and the state contract has been the same for a long time, so no increase there.
Okay,
The only thing we do is, we keep hiring people, so we keep
Yeah, right.
increasing our count, but
right. Okay, any questions for Tracy? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jason, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jeff, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
thanks.
Thanks, Tracy. Next is request to approve a road cut on Allisonville Road for CenterPoint Energy.
Should we skip
Oh,
over
I'm
the
sorry.
comp?
Tim, False alarm. I'm out of order. I crossed one off too early. Sit down.
We don't like road cuts.
Yeah. We don't like road cuts, actually. Lisa's gonna talk to us about our 2024 workers' compensation
Yes.
insurance.
So Lisa Bradford, City Controller. The item before you is our annual workers' compensation renewal. If you recall, workers' compensation runs from 3/1 to 2/28. So this year we are once again sticking with IPEP. Last year we had gone to market and looked at IPEP and looked at some different options. Did a really thorough deep dive last year. IPEP still continues to be the cheapest and still continuing to have good service with IPEP. They've worked on some things that we had issues with and taken some really good direction from the city. So happy from that perspective with IPEP that they're listening to us. So this is just our standard renewal. It continues to go up, which unfortunately is just a symptom of more people, more expense, and new categories of workers' compensation.
What was the percentage increase from last year?
I can't remember the exact percentage. It's about 86,000 that we went up. You add 4 to 5% increase raise. We also have lifeguards now, which are expensive, a little more
Gotcha.
expensive workers' compensation code.
7%.
Yeah, 7%.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we've had a few more claims, but I think that, again, that's just standard with the
And
number
was
of
there
people.
any analysis of a self-funded work comp?
We did that last year when we looked at some other, when we looked at some different providers, and again, still at not this point.
Still doesn't make sense.
Still doesn't make sense, but we'll probably revisit again next year and do another deep dive. But having done such a deep dive last year and actually talked to a different firm about being self-funded,
Yeah.
this year we kind of went back with IPEP.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Lisa? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
A motion by Jeff, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Lisa. Tim?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sit back down.
Sit back down. Yeah.
Yes.
Too much.
All right, road cuts,
All
our
right.
favorite conversation.
Good morning, Hatem
Morning.
Mekki, City of Fishers Engineering. This is a request for a road cut on Alsonville Road. This is just north of 96 in Alsonville. This is to connect gas service to River Place. So this is a 4x4 cut. This will be in the future improvements to 96 and Alsonville roundabout, so you will not see a road cut randomly anywhere. This will be in the grassy area where we adjust the north loom, so you wouldn't necessarily see any road cut. It's not going to look like a quilt or anything like that. It's only going to take a day, so it's from like 9 to 3 with just one lane of restrictions.
Well, since we're not gonna see it,
Yeah, well, and on record, he just said we're not gonna see any more after the,
yeah, so there's
At
all
the
done after that?
roundabout.
Well,
even
I would like to put it on record.
Yeah, I
I would like to put it on record that there was going to be a road cut on Alsonville just north of that location for Duke to go underground. We told them to go aerial until we put a conduit for them in the project, so they can go
There you
underground
go.
and not.
nice.
All right, look at you.
I quit.
This
You was
guy.
coming.
Man. All right, any other questions for Mackie? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Jason, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jeff, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Mackie.
I love it.
Next, we have a cool project. Nick, wanna come up, or Marissa, either one? You guys will get a kick out of this. It's pretty neat what Nick's got going on.
Thanks. Good morning, Nick Snyder with Fishers Parks and Maker Playground. I'm here with the host agreement for Make 48. It's a 48-hour innovation competition that we host. Contestants are high school students. Make 48 comes in, basically runs the show, takes care of everything. There is no financial obligation for this. We show
So this airs on PBS, is that right?
PBS as well as the This Old House Maker channel on Roku, so kind of two different channels that they feed to.
Who won last year?
It was a family from Fishers. I can't remember
Really?
their last name, but it was a family from Fishers. All the way from they had like a 10-year-old all the way up to their parents. So it was really cool. Moving forward, they're just going to be high school students participating
Okay.
this year. Corteva is the challenge sponsor, and they're taking that out of their FFA budget, so they're all FFA teams.
Oh, nice.
But HSC High School, their FFA team is represented
Yeah,
there.
they're
So
represented,
yeah.
I can't fathom my family attempting to. That would be,
Herding cats.
God help us. It'd make for entertaining television probably, but, But this is a really great opportunity to expose people to what Nick's got going on over there at the Makerspace, and brings in executives from Cortiva, it brings in PBS, and it's just a really cool
Neat.
program. So when is it?
It's the first weekend in May, so May 3rd through 5th. It's really that Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. So it's 48 hours, kind of. We close from 11 to 6 a.m. Originally, when they started, it was 48 hours nonstop. But
Wow. Okay.
fortunately,
Any other
sleep.
questions?
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
awesome. Thank you.
Are
Thank
you
you.
still doing your, do you have your opening night thing? Are they doing that again?
For the
Yeah.
Make 48 VIP night, yes, yeah, and anybody that likes to come, I will
If I
send
make
you
the cut, or I wouldn't recommend Jason, but,
It's a good time.
I'll shave.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll send an invite out, that'll be good, thanks.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nick. Good job. Next item is a resolution approving Converge Systems Network Agreement, and this is, for the arena.
Yes.
And do you wanna, Mitch, can you explain what this is to the public?
Yeah, so Mitch List, GM, Fishers Event Center. So Converge Network System, think of the Wi-Fi in the building. So having the capabilities to have Wi-Fi back of house for traveling shows, office, but then more importantly for attendees attending the event, being able to share things on social media and connect to our Wi-Fi, being able to stream. So if you're bringing a child to the event and they're not that interested in it, being able to pull up Paw
critical.
Patrol or whatever it may be. So pretty industry standard there. Wi-Fi capabilities, firewall, servers, connectivity points.
And there's, the way we're structuring this, correct me if I'm wrong here, Mitch or Lindsay, is, we're paying some amount of money up front for this, and then annually, we have more of it on the annual operating expense component, so. but
Yeah,
this
so
is contracted.
structured over 3 years to purchase the equipment itself, then that we would own, and then a smaller portion is the monthly monitoring fee that will be covered out of the venue's operating budget.
Gotcha.
All right, so 3 years, technology starts to, what's the plan at that point? I mean, so we've bought over a 3-year period, then we're right back into the loop of buying again?
Yeah,
or
so I
is
think,
that-
it's gonna get us well beyond 3. I think the window's probably 8 years, and it wouldn't be a full replacement at that point. It's starting to replace smaller components of it.
Okay.
You ready to announce any bookings? Mitch?
Not here today on the
Okay,
record.
all right. All right.
Turn the cameras off.
Larry's ready, he's ready to tweet it.
We want the first one.
Yep. All right, well, as soon as we're ready to start making some announcements here soon, I think. All right, thanks, Mitch. Is there any additional questions for Mitch or Lindsay? See none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jason, is there a second?
Second.
by Jeff. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Seeing that there's no other agenda items and then nobody wants to speak at this point, we will call for a motion to close the meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.